Welcome to episode 94 of The Daily Shed, and today I'm going to talk about arranging, and I'm going to use Beatles Yesterday as an example. And as I've mentioned before, the first place of course to start with arranging a tune is picking a key. And it's never a bad idea to start with the key the original song is in. After that, just the key of C, a very simple key on the guitar. In this case, I'll use the original key. It's the way that I learned it. The key of C. And what I'll do is first figure out the bass line and see if that's going to work. And by working, I mean using a lot of open strings. That's something I like to do. So the basic chords, once you know the chords of Yesterday, if it's in C, it's C to B to E, and A, G, F, G, C, B, A, D, F, and C. Seems like a pretty good key. There's a fair amount of open strings there. They're all very typical. Not a lot of accidentals. In fact, no accidentals going on. F sharps, things like that that slightly more difficult to fret, that take more fingers to fret. Once I have the bass line, then I'm going to find the melody in that key. And that's something you can do by ear, or you can look online for a transcription of it. But basically, you've got your bass line there. Now let's find the melody. Now I'll just play it by itself first. Okay, so that's the whole melody. And it takes some time to figure that out. I know the melody by heart already, but it takes some time to figure out the melody. Then just simply put those two together, and this is the first step toward really arranging a complete tune, is you've got the melody note and the bass note. Those are the most important things, I feel. And then after that, you can do things like add more chord tones, or if you even want to, put the bass note in a different place than the root, that's fine, that comes later. But for now, start with the basics and see where that gets you. So we'll start out the tune Yesterday, just the bass line and melody. So there's the bass line of C, the first note is D. So I'll keep going from there. Okay, so all that was just the melody and bass line. That's the only things that are going on here. So once you have that bass line and that melody, then see what other chord tones you can add in while still maintaining that melody and that bass line without getting in the way. So the first part of the melody is again this with the bass line. So in there, I'm going to see what chord tones I have available. So the very first one is a C chord. I can just go ahead and play regular first position C chord there with the melody, very easy. Then it's a B, just for a second, before I go on. That B is a B7, and I can fit in some of those notes. So from the beginning, while playing those next notes, and then in E minor, or in E major, to A minor. Let me see what chord tones I have there. Over this E major, I can fit in those notes. Then A minor. I have those notes available. Just by basically just knowing the bar chords or other chord positions. Again from the top, now with the chord notes. See how that works? It's in the B7. Adding in other chord tones that are easy to grab while prioritizing the melody and that bass note. And then from there, so over the A minor, and the bass line goes down like that. I can G to F, I can simply play G to F. Why not? Then the melody continues over G. I could play the rest of the G there. Very simple. Okay, that's a C. And I can just play a C chord, then B to A. While you're doing this, that melody note, you can fill in B and A minor. Or the D, you can fill in those D notes, or you can do something like this. that. So from the top now, and again, all I'm doing is I just have the melody note and the bass note. I'll go ahead and play it again. That's the entire arrangement, just bass note and melody. When I add the chord notes that are available, that are easy to play with it, it comes out like this. Which is a pretty nice fingerstyle arrangement. You know, it's not complicated, there's no fancy stuff going on, but it's I think it's a complete arrangement. I think it works just fine, and when I play Yesterday, that's really how I play it for the first verse. That's exactly what I do. Nothing more complicated like that. You've got the important notes and a lot of harmony in there as well. So it's a good place to start. I hope that makes sense. This really is how I build my arrangements. I always start with picking the key, finding the melody, finding the bass, and then adding in the chord notes that are available to me. So I hope this is useful to you. As always, let me know any comments or questions you may have, and thanks so much for watching.